Welcome everybody to our live stream here on lichess and Twitch. International Master William Paschall, guys, we're hosting Blitz and Rapid Challenges. So if you're a subscriber, a friend of the stream, or just a noob, you're welcome to challenge me here on lichess to something between 5+3 through 7+3. 5 to 7 minutes with an increment of 3 to 5 seconds max, 7+3 time. Troll is challenging me to 6+4 chess 960, just to be weird. I will play 1 or 2 chess 960 games. It's not my specialty. Alright. Welcome everybody. Good simul yesterday, I guess. As good as can be expected. It's hard to play 25 quality games in a simul in 3 hours here. Yeah, everybody's welcome for the simul games. Troll on a roll. What is that? Two chess 960 games, maybe. If I get another suitor. Welcome everybody to the stream. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. You can get the link here. Alright, we're ready to get started. I'm going to take this challenge from Troll on a Roll. Thanks to those of you who supported the stream by donating yesterday. Astrobate, I still didn't get a straight answer from you. I don't think we've gotten a straight answer from you about why you abandoned the simul game yesterday. Was that a timeout or resignation, or you just sort of left the building very early on? Was there Super Bowl commotion or something? Astrobate's avoiding the question. The Dutch. We are playing the Dutch defense, theoretically. It's actually not a Dutch. The kings and pieces are on weird squares. Bishops here are going to be ideal on these diagonals. Troll is a very classical player with the pawns. Another one bites the Dutch. Now who's the master of puns here? I think that's move 11's specialty. He's a word guy. So that's your king, you know, you're opening up there. Just remember, it's not your queen. You had 48 seconds left, waited till I saw you move, and your lag made you lose. That early in the game? Dude, it was like move 10 or something. How did you run out of time on move 10? Where were you the whole game? Did you smoke a pack of cigarettes or something? Usually you go out for like 1 smoke break, but that would take like 10 smoke breaks or something to lose that early on time. Knight d3. VIP setting a bad example. Where is my other knight going to go? I guess it just has to go to g6. There's really no question. USB device not recognized. I constantly get these messages. It seems like it is recognized though, because right now this video camera is functioning through the USB. My belief is that that message is bogus. All right. Yeah, you're doing too much chat. Focus on the task in hand. All right, we got good coffee. We're all set, ready to go. Don't talk about the Super Bowl. I'm never gonna bet on another sports game in my life. Ridiculous. Normally I don't ever bet because I don't know sports well enough. Baseball maybe, but once a year I'll like bet for fun on the Super Bowl. Maybe. Big mistake. Let your personal feelings affect your betting. That's also not good. Alright, B4. What am I going to do here? Clear the way for my king to castle. I want to play this, but I'm walking right into knight e5. My bishop is buried forever on b8. Almost feels like forever. Apasta, welcome. Cockatiri, hello. He said hello to him. He already said hello to us. I just like saying hello. A deferred hello. Alright. I knew you were going to do that. Troll's a very principled sort of positional player. Once he saw me castle king, so he's going to do the same. My bishops are a problem. I can't play this. And I can't play that. We'll have to play d6. Try to play c5 somehow. If not, it's dead bishop. The dead bishop's on the landing. It's a Monty Python skit. We called our team that one year in the U.S. Amateur Team Championship. My first U.S. Amateur Team Championship. The good old dead bishops on the landing. My teammates were big Monty Python fans. I remember I played a computer. That was weird. The only time I've ever played a computer in a tournament game. It was like 1987 or 1988. It must have been 87. It could have been 88, but I think it was 87. There was this team of computers that were entered into the tournament. In those days, computers weren't that strong. Hopefully I've never played any other computers in my tournament games. But you never know. Alright. Welcome guys to the stream. International Master William Paschall. This is definitely Chess 960. The center of the earth. The center of the earth. For Wednesday, Asterbait talking about our Wednesday stream where we do retro analysis of famous players and opening analysis on Wednesdays now. Analysis stream. Taking suggestions for Wednesday's analysis stream. Pick a retro player to go over their games and an opening to analyze. Last week we did Rudolf Spielmann and the Sicilian Dragon. Knight's feeling like kind of redundant there. Larry Evans, what? Why don't you like pick Ben Feingold or something? Larry Evans is confusing. There's like two Larry Evanses. All right. No, really, like a famous player, a great player. Not a run of the bill. Run of the bill. Run of the mill. Grandmasters don't really count. Oh, what else was I going to say? I think that I have a new idea for tomorrow. We're going to do a 5-0 tournament. The first ever Ponda 5-0 Swiss. Hawaii 5-0. How about knight takes? Oh, Morales is going to have a heart attack. I'll think about it. But it's not rated or anything. We wouldn't want to destroy your massive rating, Morales. Anything like that. I was actually, there's going to be a handful of people who are unhappy. I like streaming the increment. I like playing 5-0. But I thought maybe we could attract some new members. Troll is really coordinating well here. Coordinating. How are my bishops doing? Almost have something. Whoops. Diagonal closed. This lane is closed. To through traffic. I don't know, Kakatiri. Like, there was one player who's drawn me twice who's 1300. So I guess that's sort of suspicious. A number of games like that starts to piss me off. You know, the unbeatable 1300s. I managed to save myself from a complete meltdown yesterday. Troll finally dropped material. It doesn't look good. There goes a pawn. The bishops are breaking out. Greco. Well, that's modern. Tricky to blockade here. I could even get mated. Check. And then king h7, rook h3 somehow. Not easy to achieve that, though. Bishop c4 check, king h7. Troll found a saving move. Pseudo saving move. I felt better during the Sama yesterday. Yeah. My consciousness was not there during Blitz, but I don't like 3-0 anyway. I'll just borrow that pawn. He has this? No. All you need is a way to play rook h3. He's getting faster. Oh no, Mr. Troll. Good game, Troll. Morales, subscribers can play. First, is there anybody else with a subscribership? I don't know about Hanishberger. We need more subscribers active here in the stream. Then I'll take the non-subscribers. Elena is challenging too fast. 3+2. There's no time to commentate, talk about the game, if I play 3+2. So I'm going to decline that challenge. Anybody else qualified? Are you qualified? I'm not going to accept challenges from people with less than 100 games. Alright. The list has been pruned. The 3+2 challenge, please just re-challenge me to 5+3. That's my minimum. Same game yesterday. Astrobate, thanks for the donation, buddy. Now concentrate in your simul games, Astrobate. I've got to create the tournament for tomorrow night. Tomorrow night at 6:30, we're hosting a 5+0 9-round Swiss tournament. Ponda, Sudden Death Swiss. First. Yeah, maybe we should study this variation in the stream tomorrow. It's driving me crazy for years now. It's just, it can't be right. There's no way white can get an advantage with this. You're losing half tempo or something with bishop e5. How can that be correct? To give me knight d4 for free. With your knight on c3, no ability to kick it out with c3. It just doesn't make sense that this can be advantageous to white. Logically. Equal maybe, but there's no way white should be able to force an advantage with this variation. Yet he consistently terrorizes me here. I can't even remember my own games. I had a game in last January against Mark Lyle. I don't remember the move order, honestly. I think this was the position. I played a6, and then I don't remember what he played. Knight f3. I did like knight back to c6 somehow. And I still don't remember how that happened. It must only make sense to do knight c6 if white has played d3. I guess. If white plays d3, then d4 will cost them future tempo. Right? If, for example, d3, e6, knight e2, I could play knight c6, and now if white plays d4, he's lost a move. It's sad when you can't even remember your own games, but all these variations are very confusing and like strangely similar to one another. There's little tiny differences in the move order that one can try. What do you mean my knight is not? My knight is good. It's controlling like lots of key squares. It's a picture knight. Face card. It's extremely strong. You've got to try to trade it off, right? Picture, b5. If b5, bishop d5, is that a good move for white? Oh no. Bishop takes f7 check. Why am I telling him this? What do you mean it doesn't work? Why doesn't it work? Bishop f7, king f7, queen h5 check, g6, queen d5 check, e6, queen a8. Does your queen get trapped? Are you serious? Is your queen getting trapped with some sort of crazy queen c7 there? For reals? I have knight c2 at the end. Duh. Well, that's lucky, because I didn't even calculate. I'm just so used to getting a bad position in this variation. Knight c2 check. Alright. This is not Morales' best version of this. Not the greatest Grand Prix attack ever. The GOAT. GPA GOAT. Upside down. I really have a hard time deciding between d6 and d5. No. No, you can't challenge me to upside down chess. Or any other nonsense. Alright. Trying to get a check on c6. Check. 94. I suspect I should just develop here. If b4, knight takes d4, pawn d4, bishop c6, check. Bishop d7. Bishop d7, check. Queen d7, knight e2. White's position looks ridiculous. would probably have better. Yeah. I'm doing upside down challenges. I'm taking the challenges from the bottom to the top. No, I'm just kidding. We're just taking the challenges as I got them, unless you're a subscriber, in which case you can go first. Perks. Should I exchange bishops or not? Glad I saw that move. Snowing in London. That does sound strange. I can sack a piece. I'm afraid I might regret that later on. I was wondering if Morales would play Queen H5 first. Here. How is he so fast? He says he can't play 5+0, but he's way faster than me. I don't understand. How does that work? Doesn't make sense, man. He's extremely fast. Complaining about 5-0 time control. At least I have a lot of pawns to protect my king here. That's the key. What? You did what? What? Who comes up with this move? Seriously? How do you even think of these things? Active king. He has 1 minute and 27 seconds left. What just happened? Unbelievable. Pawns are pieces too. Somehow he's able to make a threat every single move he plays. That's not easy to do, but he does it. He did it again. Every move a threat. That's not easy to do, man. That's your whole motive, isn't it? My motive is to threaten and defend as much as possible. I actually have to defend. He managed to go like 24 moves with consistently making a threat. Finally ran out. There's another one. Alright, next game. Subscribers. Non-existent. Okay, I don't play 10 plus 3. 7 plus 3 is the longest. We've got a lot of games. Miro, welcome. Tomorrow I'm going to do 5 plus 0. You were lost in move 4? I think so. That's kind of an exaggeration. Thanks, Morales. Weird Philidor. Obsession with the Philidor. You're eventually going to have to play some sort of committal move there. Alright guys, welcome to the stream. So, Tuesday stream is tomorrow night, 6:30. Team tournament for the Ponda team. Weekly tournament. 5 plus 0. Ponda Swiss, 9 rounds. Join us 6:30 tomorrow night. That's not really principled to play h5 here. I have to say that's an unprincipled move. How should we handle it? Well, there's lots of good options. I mean, bishop g5. Not my favorite move, but I mean, black, you know, I don't really want to trade these darks for bishops. Probably bishop g5 is wrong, actually. This might end up losing time. This is some sort of this black lion type of crap. Not a reliable opening for black, but it's okay for like fast time controls. I wouldn't seriously play this for black in a real game. Bishop g5 is not great. I thought about h3, h4. I mean, h4 is probably the safest. This is a mistake, though. I think you should play knight f8 and try to hit my bishop. Realistically, your king isn't really safe on e7. I'm not going to directly be able to attack it, but it will affect your attacking chances. You can't open the position up and attack me properly because of your king position. Not that I can come and get you so directly, but I don't trust black's position here. I probably didn't play it perfectly. Again, bishop g5 is not a great exchange in general. But black's made too many other compromises. That's not the only factor. Trading his bad bishop in general is good, but it's not going to compensate for his other problems. Knight h4. He's holding on. Probably not. I mean, realistically. Getting thirsty. If I can play f4 and open the position, favorable for white. He has one last chance. Right. That's the best move. But I still can't possibly abide by black's game here. There's really no way that black is okay in this position. You know, I'm noticing a lot of people with the same statistics. Their blitz and their bullet are low, but their rapid is higher. Is there something with the rapid ratings? Like rapid is inflated? Because at my level, at my rating level, it's not. At my rating level, it seems like everybody's rapid and blitz ratings are about the same. But I'm seeing this a lot with people. Their rapid ratings are always like 300 points higher than their blitz and bullet. Miro thinks it's inflated. It doesn't seem to affect. It doesn't seem to have an effect at my rating level. Once you get up to like 2400, it's definitely not the case. You know, mine's like the same. It takes longer to get a rapid rating too, if you think about it. It takes a lot more, you have to invest a lot more time to play rapid games to get the rating to move. So there must be some sort of, you know, range where between like 1500 and 1900 it's way different than at 2500. Thanks for the explanation, Vera Carlson. But I'm thinking like it's more about inflation's, the way the ratings are affected at certain ranges are different. Yeah, I see people like really, really weak players sometimes with like 2100. Maybe they're not weak, they just don't take it seriously and they're just like dropping pieces. But sometimes it's literally hard to tell the difference between 1500 and 2100. I guess it depends on who they're playing against. Maybe people take stronger players more seriously. Because I'll say have like a student who plays regularly against people who are around. Let's say my student's 2100. His opponents are 2100. Man, those guys can play bad. badly. I guess I pay too much attention to statistics. Now this is a serious mistake. Black's giving up the strong point on e5. Strategically, he's lost here. I don't know where to put my queen. Targeting this pawn here. There's too many holes. It's early to resign. He still has king e7. I mean, whatever that is. King d7. Your premature resignation. Strategically, Black is lost, but not tactically yet. I thought about this. I think his biggest mistake was trading off his center. He was still okay until move 15. Okay in a relative term. He was -7, but it's like -7 strategic weakness. Not easy to finish him off. On a positional level, he's lost there. What did you say about classical, Mira? Oh, people just like don't have the patience to play classical, so I think a lot of the games are ridiculous. Smith Murrah Gambit. Resigned too early there, but it's strategically lost. Right, exactly. You play people who are 2200 in classical or rapid, and they're just like dropping pieces on move 5. How can they be 2200 if they drop pieces on move 5? I mean, it's one thing if it's casual. I completely understand. Here I'm playing casual because of the stream. I normally wouldn't play casual if it was my own, for my own practice. But I just don't like talking and giving explanations while I'm playing a rated game. I'll lose rating points automatically. The rake, it'll be like a ratings rake. Alright, Heinisberger lost a little time there with queen b3. Bringing that queen out was totally unjustified. And back again. Well, I would imagine that there's more Blitz games. The ratings would be more accurate. Blitz is still probably the most popular time control. There's no method to Heinisberger's madness. He just like is going berserk. No control whatsoever. just randomly pushing his H-pawn like a maniac. I've defended some nasty Sicilians against strong players. This is nowhere near the worst I've ever seen, man. Like, I've had some scary positions against grandmasters that I was able to successfully defend. And Skaveningen types of structures. You've seen nothing. This is nothing compared to that. Heinisberger, you're playing like a maniac? Who's influencing you to play like this? I don't remember you playing like this before. But the best way to win is to play good moves. Not to play like a maniac. Just try to play the best possible moves. It's just as easy. Play correctly. Just play more correctly than the other guy. Gimmicks and caveman style will not win games. Maybe in Magnus's fantasy world. Magnus is like an old man. He plays chess like an old man. He always did. The first thought that crossed my mind when I was playing him was that this guy is playing like an 80-year-old. He plays like an 80-year-old Soviet grandmaster. When he was a little kid. His endgame technique is his primary weapon. He wasn't really trained by Kasparov. Kasparov would like to take credit for that, I'm sure. They had a very brief relationship, as far as I know. No, that's totally not true. Simon Agustin was his primary coach, the Norwegian grandmaster. I'm not sure if he's responsible for Carlsen's style or who is. It's a good question. How Magnus came to play like that. Why he plays like an 80-year-old Soviet grandmaster. Of course, he's gotten more aggressive as he got older. But it still doesn't change his greatest strengths are his quickness and his endgame technique, I think. Grinding, ability to win drawn positions. He's not a Kasparov. I never found him to be a very, exciting player. That'd be great for Kasparov if he could claim that he was like Magnus Carlsen's coach or something. That's probably what Gary goes around telling people now. That'd be a great thing. Hey, I created Magnus Carlsen. They're like stylistically not even close to each other. But I guess Magnus is still young enough that he can change his style. I guess once you get to a certain age, it's hard to change your spots. But I've never looked into Magnus's early life, you know, really. What made him like endgame so much and be so natural. Heinisberger's starting to play like someone else. Sumil Mitra? Heinisberger, are you and Sumil Mitra the same person? You are, aren't you? And you both have Norway in your profile. You're playing exactly like Sumil Mitra today. What's up with that? Like you changed bodies or something. I think any relationship between Magnus and Garry Kasparov was very, very brief. Most likely some behind the scenes reasons for that. Magnus was a teenager, and you know, probably his father, parents, and his coaches, you know, have to make decisions about who he hangs out with and what the business situation is. Now he's an adult, but that was back when he was like, I don't know, 17 or 18. Probably even younger, maybe. Kasparov is desperately trying to stay relevant. It's kind of sad. I mean, I respect him, but the one thing that Magnus and Garry have in common is that they're trying to monetize chess. I don't love money as much as those guys. Is this ever going to end? I just love chess, you know, not money. Magnus's company is trying to like take over the world. They're buying everything. They bought New in Chess, Chessable, Chess 24. It's like the Microsoft of the chess world. Good game, Sumil Mitra. I recognize your style. It's a little different than Heinisberger. You can only move forward with absolute overextension and aggression. Hikaru benefited from association with Kasparov? Why are you saying that, Acerbate? What does Hikaru have to do with Kasparov? I mean, Kasparov's benefiting from association with Hikaru, I think, at this point. If anything. Even Daniel Negreanu was like sponging off of Hikaru now. In a bid to stay relevant in the multimedia world. All right, what do we got? Ribka, Virat Carlson, Paschall, Kulakata, Anatoly Karpark. 3+2. See that? Now there's a case example. 1989 in Blitz, and he's like 2286 in rating in Rapid. What? What a horrible game. I mean, I don't understand why Hanishberger is playing like such a maniac. You're playing a stronger player, you should be probably more conservative rather than playing like a maniac. I would try to be more solid against stronger players. I normally do. You can try to bash weaker players. That I guess makes sense. Well, yeah, I mean, it's provisional, but you should still get something in the neighborhood. After 6 games, you should be at least sort of somewhere nearby. Bishop g3. What do I do now? I guess I just take it. This London system thing is disgusting. I can't abide by that. Everybody plays that. It's boring and overrated. Don't watch YouTube videos about the London system, okay? You're wasting your time. What's wrong with that? It's like, Harpak, you challenged me to 3+2, man. Have you watched my stream before? Have I ever played 3+2? I don't remember ever playing any 3+2 games. I mean, I've been doing this for like 5 years. And I constantly decline challenges from people if it's like 3+2. 1500. Queen a4 and back again? That's subtle. Wow. Queen a4 was a good move, actually. I think Kasparov should stick to politics at this point. He's probably better off with that. Like, the reason why the London system is the worst opening in the world is because it's the most common. Everyone's playing it because of some YouTube videos. And this castle and queen side is completely wrong. You should never ever do that in the London system. You never put your king on c1 and a diagonal with a bishop on g7. That's a very bad idea. You don't fianchetto queenside on the white side of the London system. I mean, you don't castle queenside. Karyakin Adams. Guys, I've got to leave today around 1:15, so an hour 15 minutes left. I probably won't be able to get to all the challenges I have right now. White's 1500. Sure. He's good for 1500. What was it Kasparov started now? The KFC Cup? Why bishop takes a4? So like white grabs his pawn instantly with no fear whatsoever. And I thought the point was a deeply calculated queen c4 escape this way. It's dangerous, but you can take this pawn. And it's unclear how much compensation I have. Then he just goes here. Which means they didn't calculate anything. They just grabbed the pawn because they could. I seriously thought I was in trouble. Well, I mean, I have compensation, but it's a very complicated position. After bishop takes b5, I really didn't expect white to take that. I'm not sure who's better in this position, actually, after a4, queen c4. It's like a dragon or something where I've sacked a pawn. I probably have enough, but I'm going to have to play very accurately. In this case, white just lost a piece, sadly. But when you castle opposite sides, you're creating a very sharp position. And I don't think the London system is really designed for that. It's supposed to be a solid opening for white. I would recommend castling kingside. Play like Gata Kamsky. If you must play the London system, seriously. Study Gata's games and try to play like him. I mean, it's not meant to be a maniac attacking system where you're opposite side castling. Though some people try to convince you of that. That's not real. I mean, strong players can do a lot of things, but it doesn't make it correct. You might see some strong player playing like this. But for a low-rated player to play against me, a higher-rated player, castling queenside in the London, when I've got a fianchetto set up that's very solid on the king side, it's a bad idea. My king is safe, your king is not safe. It's the number one thing that makes people lose chess games. King safety. Ultimately, the white king won't be safe. I can open lines and advance, throw all my pawns at you. And plus my bishop will help on this long diagonal. The fried chicken opening. Popular in Japan. Especially around the holidays. Did anybody stop to think that KCF sounds too much like KFC? Duh. It was really well thought out. We want our chess federation to sound like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Alright. Virat Carlson, we already played you, right? No. Why did I feel like I played Virat? Alright, we'll play him next. Any other subscribers? Can we get a subscriber? Yes. Hello, it's Miro. The only subscriber in the group. Thanks for subscribing. If you guys subscribe, you can play right away. Play in my Simul on Sundays. Please subscribe. Do it for yourselves. Do it for me. Do it for Kasparov. Do it for the KFC. Chess Federation. I have to play Rapid. I don't play Bullet. So we have to substitute something for Bullet. The Rapid Chess is sort of semi-real. I played in like over-the-board Rapid tournaments. I have a FIDE Rapid rating. I've never played in a FIDE Blitz tournament. They don't really exist. It's been a long time since I played in a Blitz tournament. I'm trying to think when the last Blitz tournament I played in. God. Must have been like 2006 or something. Since I played in an over-the-board Blitz tournament. That's scary. That's unbelievable. It's impossible. I think the last time it was even older than that. No, I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think I've played an over-the-board Blitz tournament since 2003, actually. I remember playing at the US Open Blitz. Susan Polgar was there. Ugh. She was like playing next to me. I think my last over-the-board Blitz tournament was 17, 18 years ago. That's insane. How is that possible? Rapid I've played. Hey, Smear with an interesting system here. Pawn Sacrifice. Wait, is that movie? That was a chess movie, right? It's like an accelerated Tarrasch. It's a decelerated Tarrasch. What is this? A decelerated Tarrasch. Yeah, what's the Spider-Man guy's name? This is an interesting way for black to play. If he gets in d5, he has a good game. And there's a lot of pawn sacrifices that black can play. That's what I'm talking about, essentially. Like, hypothetically, I can play knight b5, d5, cd5, ed5, knight d5, knight d5, queen d5, queen d5, bishop d5, and he has compensation. In these lines where he like sacrifices his d5 pawn, his pieces will be all free, and he'll have positional compensation. The bottom line is that I can't easily stop him from playing d5 unless there was some way I could physically stop d5, but That's really annoying. Do you know that? I could play knight takes c6 and c5. Knight takes c6 and c5. Something really weird about that. I don't believe it. Maybe knight takes c6 and bishop f4. I have to play c5 or e4. That's giving him a lot of play. Peter Parker Pumpkin Eater. What was the name of the actor in this doesn't seem right for me to play knight takes c6. What is the name of the actor in Pawn Sacrifice? I can't place it now. Toby Maguire, thank you. Just right on the tip of my tongue every day. Camel Culture just in time for chess movie trivia. I just can't believe I've never played in a Blitz tournament in the last 17 years. I guess all my time in Hungary, I've never played in a Blitz tournament. That's impossible. I don't really play in Blitz tournaments. They have like the Hungarian Blitz and Rapid Championships, but I can't play in that because I'm not a member of the Hungarian Chess Federation. I maybe played in an informal Blitz tournament. This thought just occurred to me that it's been so long since I played in a real Blitz tournament. Speaking of Blitz tournaments, tomorrow night, this is not a very dynamic recapture, Holmes. The boring way to take. Tomorrow night we're hosting a Blitz tournament. If anybody wants to join us, 5+0. My first Ponda Swiss 5-0 version of our weekly. I thought for something different. We'll play without increment this week. Tomorrow night at 6:30. I'm just trying to think, have I ever played in a Blitz tournament in my new life since my rebirth? Don't remember ever playing Blitz tournaments. Somewhere I must have played in one. Remember once my chess team had an informal Blitz tournament at our chess club meeting, or chess team meeting. That's how much chess I've played. Where did the last 17 years go? Not enough chess. I've been doing too much other stuff. I don't see what bishop g5 does. I'm not even sure what bishop f4 does, to be like perfectly honest. But it might do something. It was more dynamic for him to take the other way with bc. Knight takes c6 goes against my better judgment. I normally don't like to ever do that in Sicilian types of structures. Trading queens also brings him to the open file, another move that's debatable. I think bishop g5 is simply answered by h6, so there's no benefit in that move. He's just going to play h6. And what am I going to do? Give up my bishop for his knight and then let him have this like crushing bishop on the long diagonal? If I play knight e4, I'm hanging my pawn on b2. No, there's nothing there. It's questionable whether I have an advantage here at all, I guess. Do I even have an advantage at all? Rook d8. Rook d8 is interesting. Rook d8, king f8. And I'm having trouble with the plan there. Yeah, I mean, it's always a debate whether the moves like h6 actually weaken the king side or not. You know, that's really dependent on position. He's played like an absolute genius here. I don't have anything. I have to be careful not to be worse now. It's all just an illusion. Maybe not. Maybe I have something. I was just about to give up on myself. But knight c5 is quite strong and he can't play b6. So this is a serious question. How black deals with that. Not to be taken lightly. I thought he was completely okay, but it's not so simple. He could give up his bishop with bishop f8, knight c5 takes, but then he's like worse in the endgame with two bishops for white. Not clear if he has another solution. Guys, thanks for joining the stream. Please subscribe and feel free to donate a gift sub to someone else. We don't have enough subscribers. If you subscribe, you can play first. Also in our simul on Sundays. Friday stream is Open Challenge Blitz. I'm only going to get to maybe half these games we've got challenges for. Got to leave at 1:15. A little less than an hour. Alright, so now, yeah, I could play bishop c5 as well, but I don't know how much that is. f4 is even a possibility. So now black's problem is on the dark squares. My dark square bishop is very strong, unopposed. Anticipation is killing me. What to do? Centralize the king when in doubt. Certain things about this position concern me. I guess I ought to be able to play King E1 next. Astrobate, you're weird, man. You're weird. Posting bios of Bruce Pandolfini. That's weird, man. You're a weird hombre. Lakewood. Remember, I got pulled over for speeding in Lakewood by the state police once. I was going like 7 miles over the speed limit. Ultimately, I didn't like knight f6 coming into these squares, although it seems weird to block my own bishop. Hopefully it will come out later. Hopefully. I guess they were filling their quota for the month. I think they let me go with a warning, though, actually. I don't think they actually gave me a ticket. That's the only thing I remember about Lakewood, New Jersey. I think I might have known someone else from Lakewood, New Jersey. Alright. Let's go. Bishop f4. How's our bishop pair? Nice. Bishop pair. The other one isn't so good. This other bishop, it's sad. My God. What? He shouldn't exchange there, knight for bishop. Aidsmer was getting a lot stronger. On the road to 2200 here in Rapid. But the interesting thing about this endgame was the minute you trade rooks, suddenly my king could take an active role in the endgame. I was kind of frustrated because you couldn't Like, you wouldn't trade rooks, and so there's no way my king could activate and exploit the dark squares. But the minute you trade rooks, suddenly I have winning chances because my king can come up and like exploit the fact that the dark squares are weak in that position. I mean, it should be a draw, but the question about how to play it is interesting. Thanks for being a subscriber, Mira. The only student Jose Capablanca ever had, Maria Teresa. The Doers Cup. I hate the Rossalimo. I hate everything that I don't like. Yeah, I mean, I guess even after the exchange of rooks there, Miro, it should still be a draw. The basic premise of that endgame, I think, the most important point is I have this huge advantage of the bishop pair, which normally would be a big deal. Why is it not a big deal, and why is it a draw? It's the symmetry of the pawn structure. The fact that it's 3-on-3 on the king side, 3-on-3 on the queen side. There's no dynamism in the pawn structure, which is bad for my bishop pair. Bishops really need like imbalance and passed pawns. That's why it's a draw. I mean, normally I'd have a huge advantage based on the bishop pair there. There's just no passed pawn, nothing to really do. I only won because of both of us playing badly and time pressure. You basically played a good game. But I want to look at that later because the opening was interesting for me. I'm not sure about my decision to play knight takes c6. I'd like to know what the best way, objectively, what the best way was to play against your setup. Maybe we could take a look at that later. f4 early. Well, queen b6 is nothing. I could always trade pieces, but this develops white's pieces for him. I don't see how I have anything other than bishop e7 here, objectively. Pretty unusual variation. Like, you don't see people play the check over and play f4 and castle king side with f4. I mean, this whole thing, like, normally we'd have bishop takes c6 and queen takes d4. I don't know what this is even called, actually. If instead of f4 you played bishop g5, you would transpose to a kind of Richter-Rauser. It's unclear what this is. Homemade system. It looks like something a Nokia would play. Weird. Black hasn't made any mistakes. Yeah, it seems like white has an advantage. It's very strange. That doesn't seem fair. Aspirate, you're getting out of control there. It's a good thing you're a VIP. I wouldn't let you get away with this. Spamming. VIP spammer. Guys, if you become a VIP, Look forward to the privilege of spamming in my chat. Trying to take advantage of the c4 square. Also the c file here. Knight e5 also stops g4, although I don't know if that was realistically a threat. Pawn's hanging. Duh. I have knight c4 now. Don't know if that's a good move, though. Close to Magnus. He's playing like Magnus today with the bishop e5. Magnus likes to play bishop e5. See, that's like Magnus is a caveman or attacking player. This is exactly the kind of opening he likes. Technical and boring. Magnus's goal is to like get an equal position and flag you in a drawn endgame. Which he did against me. Sacking the exchange, probably appropriate here. Give me some freedom. Yesterday I had a game. Wow, missed this. With one of the viewers. Any other secret tactics you got? I had a game with one of the viewers who tried to sack the exchange against me in the Sicilian with rook takes c3, but he did it like prematurely. A lot of people know this idea of sacrificing the exchange in the Sicilian, but sometimes they try to force it too hard. You really have to pick your spots when you do this. I think here I have just about enough compensation. The threat of playing knight takes c3 with the fork. I have a good chance to get a pawn. White's development is ahead of mine, though. Positional squeeze. I have a pawn for the exchange here. I got the e-pawn. It's solid. This knight is strong. I've got another knight coming here. Petrosian famous for this exchange sack. Petrosian was famous for sacrificing the exchange in general. Draw across and sack his queen here. But seriously, I've got good play. I thought you should have played g4. Caught me napping. h3. Can you play g4? I wasn't sure. The computer thinks that black is better, but I wasn't certain. You might want to risk it. Alright. We have about 40 minutes. Paschall. 7+3. Challenge. Antonio's back. It felt like you were gone. It's counter sack. Mastery is the art of exploiting unbalanced positions. Interesting theory. Definitely an art. The Con Sicilian. I'm a wannabe E4 player. I've played far more games non-E4 than with E4 in my career. I don't feel as confident in my knowledge of E4 positions. Queen C7 now. What do I normally play? I guess castles. Schieberspieler, welcome. FIDE Master Schieberspieler, individual gold medal winner of Sunday's Mega Streamer Battle, and team leader. Not only team leader, but tournament leader. So this is a theoretical line. I'm supposed to like take on C6, right? Second time I've had to do that today. I just don't like making this exchange. Something missing from the top left. The Pondicam went out. What? Was it ever there? It was there before, wasn't it? That's weird. Well, that was that message I got earlier about my USB. That was our earlier message about the USB not functioning, I guess. Schieberspieler just comes for the Pondicam. Stays for the chess. There you go. Alright, so black can recapture here either way. Man, I hate this kind of position. Symmetry again. Pawn is active. He's very active. He just moves so fast that you can't see it. There was an episode of that on the X-Files. 1999. Cheers, guys. What did Mubot do to you? Torture? Waterboarding? But the camera was out, I guess, since early stream, right? But not when I started the stream. I didn't notice. There was a message, though. I dissed it. I just ignored it. So I suspect this is theory until bishop c5 check. Black's supposed to play e5, I think, here. If I remember correctly. It did it again. I got the same message again, but the camera's still there. I'm getting these weird USB messages. I've got a USB hub. It's very it's sensitive. It's temperamental is the word I was looking for. It's temperamental USB hub. You know, they just don't put enough USB ports in the average laptop these days. Some of them have just like 1 or 2 USB ports. No DVD ROM drive anymore. Unbelievable. I had to throw out all my CDs. No place to play them. Should my knight go to c3 or d2? I mean, this looks like a really good King's Indian attack for white. It's not a King's Indian attack, I understand, but there's something similar about it. A famous chess play from history? Chess play? Wile E. Coyote. The Wile E. Coyote of the chess. That's what I am. I'm the Wile E. Coyote of the chess world. Indestructible. Claude Bloodgood. The Games of Claude Bloodgood. Murder in the Mora. Wasn't he in jail for murdering people? I never really followed that story. A lot of symmetry between this game or similarities. Sorry for the Freudian slip. A lot of similarity between this game and the game with Miro. Bishop pair versus non-bishop pair. Symmetrical pawn structure. Limiting the ability of my bishops to really do any damage. The Jolly Joker. Everything hinges on the ability of the Jolly Joker to do damage here. Can black keep me from exploiting all these dark square weaknesses all over the place? Hello, dark squares. How are you? If I can't use my bishop to just dominate those dark squares, it looks like black has chicken pox. When you get to be a good player, I was explaining this to one of my beginner students, that's the hallmark of crossing over into real chess understanding. First of all, when you start looking at the board in terms of squares rather than pieces, and like secondly, when you're able to look at the board in terms of color complex. Not only squares, but the different colors. Then you know you're advancing as a player. His white square bishop is extremely active. Good joke. Appreciate your sense of humor. But it is going to be active. As Lasker said, the piece that's blocked in usually comes out with incredible strength. It's angry. To the roar! Alright, queen d4 was a big mistake. Buying that button was a big mistake. I just wanted to do the roar. Queen d4 is a one-move threat, putting his queen on a vulnerable dark square diagonal. You're only helping me. Possibly gain a tempo at the very, very minimum. Gained a key tempo for me. Now we're winning material, or not. I'm such an idiot. Let's try this a different way. Now we're not winning material. It just looks like we might be temporarily. We can always try a different way. Shieber Spieler, you're not streaming today, are you? Streamer Spieler. Shieber Spieler, Streamer Spieler. Just kidding about that. Alright, we'll try this a different way. I just was testing you. So he's hanging in there, as they say. Lasker Bauer. Speaking of attacking things for the sense of attacking them. Not that easy to finish him off here. Why am I so dumb? Now I win the pawn. Oops. Saw it the first time, then I don't see it the second time. That's seriously idiotic. Alright. And now we need our Magnus Carlsen-like technique. Now that's not bad. Bishop on c5. Not shabby. Queen trades. Who needs the queen anyway? Yeah, he's blundered. a5 is a natural break. Black is in trouble. But the position doesn't win itself, as they say. It's not going to win itself. It would be good to get the king centralized for the endgame. I mean, 2 connect to pass pawns. Probably he should go to the other square. C8. But nothing's really going to objectively save him. Back rank mate is never good. Obviously. Definitely want to take care about that. Always want to be aware. The possibility of back rank mate is the number one killer of American chess players. Besides COVID-19. Not a good joke. The back rank. Alright guys, we have time for like 2 more games at least. Any other subscribers? If you subscribe, guys, you can play first. But it's up to you. Elena. Good luck. I hope they're here. Rated only. Can we challenge you? A lot of people already have. It's too late for more challenges. I'm not going to be able to get to these later ones. I've got to go in 25 minutes. Probably my last 2 games coming up here. King's Indian attack. Do we get the panda here? You mean like merch? Panda merch? My chair is extremely uncomfortable. I gotta get another chair. F5. Wow. The Dutch Stonewall. But I haven't even played D4, don't forget. Alright, let's see what happens here. I'm going to play Bishop G2. What I'd like to do is to crack that crab with D3 and E4. If you can play E4 against the Stonewall Dutch, you necessarily have a good position. Join the club. Tomorrow we have Panda Swiss Blitz 5-0 first edition. I don't know if Schieberspiller can resist playing in a 5-0 Blitz tournament where he can really use his speed. I decided to try something different for tomorrow's Blitz tournament. Alright, now this is weak, this is weak. Can I try to exploit black here with knight d4? It looks like black has queen d7. And this is not a developing move. So realistically, knight d4 is incorrect. No, I hate 3-0 too. I detest it, actually. Because of my really, really poor mouse skills, I've never played much 3-0. 5.0. For members of the Panda and Horses Club, our team here on lichess, unfortunately black is in trouble now. Black is going to lose material. I read the future. Knight h4 or knight e1. Knight e1. Read the future. Palm reader. Sludgy palm reader. Knight e1. Knight e4. d3. Knight takes c3. b takes c. I can take on a8 or play bishop d2. Black played too quickly. Boing. Pawn to be wild. My blitz is 300 points worse than my rapid makes me look dodgy. I was just mentioning this earlier in the stream. It's not just you. It seems like everybody looks dodgy. My blitz and rapid ratings are identical almost all the time. If you looked, they're really close together. And most of the players around my rating are the same, but it seems like at the lower rating levels, yeah, there's this thing where for some reason rapid is way more inflated. I'm not sure I understand why that is, but it's not just you. It's definitely a trend. Not everybody has it, but look at Elena, just a random player. Their rapid is 150 points higher, 150 points higher than their blitz. And that's like the average. Not sure I understand what causes that. Just the rating system seems to be inflated and rapid. It's not you. Black is going to lose a piece. Or have to sacrifice their queen. I'm not even crossing the third rank, and I'm completely winning. But the queen play was not good. Black, I didn't mention it. I mean, black should not take here with the queen. You have to take back with the knight or the bishop. Probably the bishop. Lose a tempo to something like knight c3, go back. f5 was a bad move, though. I mean, weakens black's position too much. I don't like this f5. If white plays d4, it's okay to play f5. But it's harder to play the Dutch when white doesn't play d4 and white has more dynamic options. My advice is not play the Dutch unless you see d4. It's probably not too bad against c4, like 1 c4 f5. But my experience is against knight f3, for example, particularly bad. Check. Don't get fancy on me. Strong players play Blitz or shorter, so the weaker players do better, climb higher, just a weaker rating pool on average. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the top players in Rapid, not that many of the name players on lichess play Rapid. It's always been that way since I've been playing here for 5 years. Slowly there are more. But I don't know, like, if you look at me and Schieberspieler, our Blitz and Rapid are pretty close. Whereas the lower rated players, there's usually a definite increase in... Yeah, I guess you're right, though. It's gotten harder, yeah, to be top in Rapid. It used to be very doable. I was a top player in Blitz and Rapid at one point. I'm not that competitive lately. When I first started playing on lichess, I had just stopped playing poker full time, and I didn't spend that much time teaching. Now I'm working like more than 6 days a week, so I don't have time to play. Excuses, excuses. But if I really had time, I could get decent ratings. I'd have to work on it. Playing online Blitz is definitely not like riding a bicycle. You lose your mouse skills and your speed if you don't play. I actually played Bullet years ago, but never ever liked it, and I would only do it if I was extremely bored, and never seriously. But I probably have a few hundred Bullet games somewhere. No, actually, Pawn to be wild. D4 is very strong against this stupid idea. You can decline the Rosen gambit strongly as well. Multiple refutations to that. I should really make some YouTube videos refuting Eric Rosen's openings. Alright. There's no mate here. Right, once you get to like 2300, they're pretty strong. It's hard to beat those guys. There's a big difference between the 2100 and the 2300 in Rapid, Miro. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, that's like a clickbait opening. We could come up with a new terminology. for stuff like Eric Rosen recommends. The London system with Castle's Queenside and the Stafford Gambit, they're clickbait openings designed for like 6-year-old kids to beat other 6-year-old kids in like unrated Scholastic tournaments or something. But I could make a good following on YouTube by posting refutations. Alright, I got time for release one more game here. Kulikata. It should last 15 minutes. This is probably my last game. Shearspieler is tempted into streaming. I've got to leave, guys, at quarter after. Should I play the unsound variation? The bluff? The bluff defense. I played this against Variety Victor. Variation that doesn't work. Sometimes you have to willingly play something that doesn't work to trick the opponent. Best move for black in this position is actually knight to c6, not e6. The only good move is knight c6. So, the refutation is knight b5, but nobody knows that. It actually happened in a Ferenc Berkesh game. Ferenc played against Satovsky with black and drew. Even after Satovsky found knight b5, which is very strong for white. This is what happened in my game against Variety Victor. He just like played d4 and black has a good game now. It's not clear if bishop e4 is my best move or a6. Maybe this is a mistake. Not sure. Maybe against Victor I played a6 here. What was his next move? Probably bishop e3, which was definitely a mistake. It's like a bad con for white. So I think this is something different. I did not play this in my previous game. I definitely played a6. It was like in the Hungarian Team Championship maybe 8 years ago. 7 or 8 years ago. So a6, but a6 is just a transposition to a con. Knight c3, queen c7. Bishop e4 is more aggressive. And that's similar to what Variety Victor did. But unnecessary. It might be unnecessary to retreat there. Maybe knight b5 is interesting. I'm not sure. But I guess it's not a bad move. Knight f6, a3. We're just in a totally alien position now. It's a weird sort of Con Sicilian, where white has retreated the knight back. Wow. Another player consistently 150 points higher in Rapid than Blitz. Seems to be trending. What am I going to do now? E5 is bad. Queen B6. Misplaces my pieces. This doesn't seem right. The white should get a good position here. That's bizarre. That doesn't seem right. I try not to think about it. Why 3D? Unfortunately, yes. Hopefully I go to the grave without ever losing to that guy, but you never know what the future might hold. Don't talk about him. Wow, this is a strong move. Holy crap. Bishop F4. That is really annoying. Kula Kada with Bishop F4. I think he's really weird, yeah. We'll leave it at that. I'll try to be civil. He's, I don't know, he's weird, yeah. Prefer not to go there. Not a friend of mine. I can't remember if I played him 3 times or 4. The last 2 were draws. I beat him before that. What's unclear to me is whether there was a 4th game that was a draw. I may have just played him 3 times. Thank God I never lost to him. But I have a good score against a lot of good players. It's the bad players that usually get me. I don't understand, man. How white gets an advantage from this game when I didn't really do anything wrong. It's very strange. It does oddly sort of remind one of the Mora Gambit, though. But I guess he's not really threatening anything, right? Well, he's kind of threatening b4. Knight a4 is not a problem, necessarily. Man, I can't believe how strong bishop f4 is, and everything's fine for white after that. That's incredibly annoying. Well, that sort of reminded me of it. But actually, I guess this type of structure I don't normally play the Con Sicilian. This is the way a lot of people play against the Mora, with a6, e6, sort of bishop c5, b5. I don't really play Con Sicilians. I play this funky move, queen c7, on move 2 sometimes, just to mess around. But I have a lot of students who play like this type of line, anti-Mora line, with the e6, a6. It's just that white has a pawn on c2. I mean, that obviously changed the situation. Pretty key difference. I like white's game. He got an advantage somehow. Now I'm not so sure how much, but knight b3. Another surprise. Hard to predict his moves. Yeah, white's just better. I don't understand what I did wrong. It's very odd. White plays bishop b4, knight e2, and he's suddenly fine. Retreating his knight back to e2. That's really weird. I guess on bishop f4 I could have played bishop takes c... No, but bishop's on c5. Strange. It's a very strange game. Just a disaster for black. To put it simply, this opening was an absolute disaster. It's hard to believe with moves like a3 and knight e2 white gets an advantage. Those are very subtle moves. It's a good book for a chess noob. 500 master games of chess. The most instructive chess games ever played. I like to recommend classics. I don't know about chess move by move, but I like the best or the most instructive games ever played by Chernev. That's probably the best. Dude, how strong is this guy? He's 1795? Seriously? He's playing a subtle game here. He must like make blunders or something because he's played positionally very well. F3 is a little bit strange. But Chernev did the instructive games book. I think that's one of the greatest quote-unquote beginner books of all time. Although I think it's appropriate for any level, really. White has managed to kind of squander his advantage here. Still might be better. I have to go, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow night with the Blitz tournament, 5-0. Schieberspieler, are you streaming? You want me to raid you? F4 is a good move. Not quite sure how to play this. But I'm finally in a position I sort of understand. Effectively, it's a Skaven-Ingen. White has played well the whole game. He's stronger than 1795 lichess Blitz. But I have beaten him 2 games prior. This was a weird opening. He's still playing well. I don't like my king side here. I mean, that F5 square. Wow. White is strong. 1662 bullet. Dude, you play like a master almost. You missed a couple of nearly knockout moves. Queen F4 is scary as well. Scary berry flavor. That's disturbing. Am I lost yet? You can't tell me he's 1700. No way. There is no freaking way that you're 1700, guy. I'm probably lost now. Is it mate yet? Lucky he didn't take on d6. That was a narrow escape. That pawn was just hanging. Who almost blundered again. And he's still going. $17.95. Yeah. Sure you are. And what planet is this guy 1795? Is my knight trapped yet? Man, how about my king? He's even got good endgame technique. Centralizing the king. Wow. Getting a lot of this lately. People like going into Lost King and pawning games. That's weird. Offering a draw a pawn down and then going to the Lost King and pawning game. How strong is my opponent? Like 2100? Realistically? Except for the endgame. Wonder if he had a draw here. At some point. In-game technique, not there, but other than that, I mean, he was about 400 rating points underrated. 300. I was lost at some point in the opening, it looks like. Alright, guys, I gotta go. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later. I'm gonna raid Schieberspieler. Blitz tournament tomorrow night. Take care. Bye-bye.